Life. Where can one start? Life is everything. And the easiest way to explain life in an understandable measure would be to relate it to a Rubik's Cube. Life is like a Rubik's Cube. Why? Because you can't get it completely solved. Over time, you mess it up, and you can't solve it anymore, unless you know the hints, tips, and secrets. You just can't solve one side and keep it like that. You have to mess it up before it gets better. Each configuration is a path in life. You choose what path you go on after you've solved it again. Basically, Rubik's Cube. How can we relate a Rubik's Cube to life? Statistically speaking, a Rubik's Cube has more combinations than light travels inches in a century. Perhaps, like me, your first reaction was that it must be a mistake. The speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. How many inches is that, and how many seconds are there in a day? Never mind a century. No, there's no way a silly little kid's toy such as a Rubik's Cube, measuring just 3 square in each of its dimensions, can have that many combinations. Except it does. With 12 inches to a foot, 5,280 feet to a mile, 180,000 miles per second, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, and 365 days in a year, and 100 years in a century, you get a grand total of 37,165,000,000,000,000,000,000,000, or, if you want the correct technical term, 37 quintillion and change. That is 37 billion billion. The number of permutations for a Rubik's Cube can be arranged, on the other hand, is more than 43 quintillion, so that is 43 billion billion. So there are actually more combinations on a Rubik's Cube than there is anything else in the measurement of time and the existence of everything. The cube does indeed have more combinations than light travels inches in a century. This, incidentally, is just the number achievable by turning the cube as it's meant to be turned. By breaking it apart, ultimately cheating, you can achieve 12 times as many. So by turning the Rubik's Cube how it's meant to turn, this is way more than light can travel in a century. Unlike a lot of people, I learned the Rubik's Cube at the age of 14, and it took some time, but I find it very easy to learn, as with anything, practice makes perfect. But of course, a person with no plans, this is where the happy life realization occurred. So basically the meaning of life referred to a Rubik's Cube broken down into a nice easy paragraph where people can understand. Basically, time on this planet is spent planning, scheming, analysing, predicting, jockeying, preparing and assessing. Faced with a cluttered landscape of people and events that make up our existence, we try to work out how can we control it. We spend a whole life trying to plan our life. All its aspects, peace of mind, we tell ourselves, is simply a matter of weighing up the odds and making our moves, planning in advance. But if we stop for a second, survey the landscape once more, how many people do you see? There are nearest and dearest, your friends, family, acquaintances, work colleagues even, and this is even before we've got to the hundreds, thousands, let's be honest, millions of people whose presence in your life may only be fleeting, but who can have a dramatic effect on it. The driver whose wing mirror remains unchecked as he crosses your bicycle path. The goalkeeper who saves the penalty that keeps a team in the FA Cup. And that's just the people. The events? Well, all we know that the butterfly flapping its wings on the other side of the world can do. And you think you can plan all of this? No. You think you can subvert life into your will, arrange its pieces to your satisfaction, much less your happiness? Look how many elements there are in it. Think of all the ways those elements can interact. The Rubik's Cube, with just 3 times 3 elements, some of which don't move, has 43 quintillion possibilities, and you're in complete control of that cube. You can take as long as you like to decide your next move. Imagine how many possibilities can result from the factors in your life, most of which are outside your control, and all of which change in real time, giving you no chance to pause the game while you try and work things out. Or rather, don't. Don't imagine how many, because you can't. Of course, it would be totally absurd not to make any plans, to live your life totally at the whim of chance. We all do our best to look ahead, to spot and avoid danger, to spot and take opportunities, but in doing so, we should remember how much the odds are stacked against us, how little chance we have of playing Mystic Meg when the number of variables is so huge. The next time you formulate a plan, next time you put a plan into action, picture a Rubik's Cube in the palm of your hand. That way, if the plan fails, you'll be comforted on how unlikely it was to succeed in the first place. If by chance your plan succeeds, you'll all be the happier. As the old Yiddish proverb puts, man makes plans and God laughs. Thank you guys for watching this video. It was a video about how a Rubik's Cube can relate to life. And yes, I can do a Rubik's Cube. I learned about a year ago. It took me 5 days of intuitive learning. I taught myself pretty much how to do it, and the white stickers are missing. That's why I only have black on one side. But basically, you know, you learn it. This is a speed cube, so it's meant for doing it fast, and you just learn different things, how to put in different patterns. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video to talk about how life is very much like a Rubik's Cube, and how different things like that. So I hope any of you related to it, and if you did, please go and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. But yeah, that's pretty much for me, guys. I will see you soon. Have a great day. I gotta finish this before I finish talking, otherwise it'll kind of be pointless. But anyway, guys, yeah, have a great day. Remember to subscribe and like if you relate to this. This is why I need to buy a new speed cube, because this jams a lot. But I will see you soon, guys. Have a great day. Rubik's Cube related to life. It is really sunny. It's a really nice view down there, as you guys can see during the video. And that's all for me. Bye for now, guys.